Aloha, this is Tom Lesher, the founder of New Paradigm Astrology, speaking to you from the Big Island of Hawaii. Some of you may be familiar with the weekly astrology forecasts that I put up on YouTube, and I have decided to use that YouTube opportunity to bring a little bit of, I would call this an infomercial. Basically, I am coming to the mainland to do some workshops, seminars, not workshops, seminars, along the West Coast. And they are titled The Astrology of Relationship, a closer look at Venus, Mars, and the 7th house. If you have been listening to my Pele reports, you will know that we have Saturn moving through the sign of Libra. And it is a 2.5-year transit where the focus and the learning is all on relationship and partnership, doing it differently. Right now, through the months of May and June, when I am doing these workshops, Jupiter is moving through the sign of Aries. So we have this polarity going on between the expansion of the self, which is now being triggered, which is now being opened. It's a time where self-discovery is going to be the major factor in making relationships work, and relationships are going to be a major factor stimulating each of us to do some self-development. It's very complementary if you're not fighting. So, but what I want to really focus on with this is that these workshops and astrology, you know, New Paradigm Astrology, I got into this because it's a new paradigm, and I don't want you to have an understanding that this is like we're going to sit and I'm going to talk at you for you know, a weekend, and you're going to have to intellectualize a bunch of astrology. Astrology is a healing instrument, and it is the gateway and the opening to the feelings and to bringing the unconscious into conscious awareness. I incorporate shamanic journeying, pranayama, it's breath work, kundalini yoga, and visualizations, as well as what I call astro drama. And we're going to be using all of these tools, but I would say primarily it is a group process. And this seminar is more about healing. We have all been wounded, the masculine and the feminine, over the last 2,500 years of patriarchal conditioning. You know, and the many lifetimes that we have experienced a tremendous amount of wounding. And part of our relationship process and our evolutionary process in this lifetime is healing those wounds and thereby allowing the heart to open and the relationships to work. So we're going to, as a group, facilitate a healing process using the birth chart, because we have here 12 archetypes, and we all have a feminine and a masculine side, and we all have a Venus and a Mars, and these are unique to our soul purpose, to our soul destiny. So we use these archetypes, and we'll dramatize these archetypes so that we feel into Venus and Pisces, you know, Mars in Aries, and we're going to get into the emotions and the feelings and the reality of these archetypes, you know, and look at your each, you know, it's an intimate gathering, so we'll be looking at each of your individual charts. Then we will look at Pluto, you know, the wounds that come through. You know, Pluto is loss, betrayal, and abandonment. You know, do you have a Pluto-Venus, Pluto-Mars, you know, aspect? Neptune has to do with disillusionment and with sacrifice. and with longing. So, you know, do you have a Neptune Venus, a Neptune in the seventh, Neptune Mars? You know, Saturn has to do with denial and suppression and, you know, externalizing our, you know, our power. And so, you know, if we use the chart then to see the dynamics of what is going on within yourself, so that you individually can own and take responsibility for manifesting your masculine and feminine, and not be projecting it, putting it on your partner, saying, oh, that's not me, okay? And then, you know, having these partnerships, or, you know, not being able to find the right partner or whatever. A lot of this is just as women own their Mars and as men own their Venus, right? You know, as you become aware of these, then you do the intermarriage work, and that intermarriage work results in, you know, partnerships and relationships that are not based upon, you know, it's like if we do our own inner work, we don't need to be triggered and have our buttons pushed and have somebody, you know, or have life, you know, traumatize us in order to, you know, wake us up to these inner factors, inner needs, you know, and mature. Yeah. So that is what these workshops are about. So I wanted to invite you to attend. And you would do that by going to my website, which is www.newparadigmastrology.com, and clicking on the workshops calendar button. I'm coming to Ashland in May, Northern California in June, and then up to Vancouver Island in June, maybe Vancouver, and then Seattle in June. So I'm going to be in a number of different cities, and you can email me for any further information at tomlesher@earthlink.net. So I wish you the best, whether you come to these workshops or not. And yeah, namaste and enjoy. Aloha.